Hello, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. So today we're going to take a look at the CGL Galaxy Invader. Now we've got the Galaxy Invader 1000 and 10,000, which I think we've already featured on the channel. But this one came in as part of a consignment recently, and whilst it is tired, it's grubby, it's grimy, it's all there. The screen is okay, the battery cover is present, and I'm not sure whether or not it works, so I thought now'd be the chance to find out. So I've just put batteries in. It takes 4 AA batteries, and we'll turn it on now and see what happens. All right, so I'm not sure if you're supposed to get any sound with this. The screen is lovely. Oh, hello. Yep, the sound works. Okay, I'm just going to say that the screen is lovely and bright there, but it's a bit faded towards the bottom perhaps. Right, let's see what happens. Reset on and go. All right, so just trying to figure out, it looks like the fire button doesn't work. Just try that again. Does it do anything? Do you have to literally reset every time? Right, so it goes over to there and there. All right, so it's flickering a bit. Yeah, enough of that already. So basically the fire button doesn't work at all, and it is slightly faded towards the bottom. I don't know if we'll be able to do anything about that, but basically, as I say, the fire button's had it. It's still there, it's present, and the spring seems to work. So I'm hopeful that it's either a problem, perhaps there's a carbon contact under there that needs sorting out. Maybe one of the traces has come loose or broken or something. So let's have a look at it, see what we've got. So the first thing we'll do is remove the batteries. Incidentally, if you can hear a drone in the background during the edits, that's because the guys are digging up the road, I think, up the street, and there's jackhammers going and a big drone of compressors going and all of that rubbish. So I'm afraid we've got that with us today, but never mind, can't be helped. So let's get this open. We've got 4 screws. So we'll see if any of them are different to each other. Okay, all 4 screws are indeed the same, so we don't need to worry about mixing them up. We will put them safely to one side. Right then, let's see what we've got here. So these incidentally are faux screws. They're just molded into the plastic to make it look like a control panel. So when that comes away, gives us opportunity to give that a good wash later. Okay, what do we have? So the power socket for this, incidentally, is one of those mini jacks. I think it's a 3.5mm little mini jack power. I don't know if it's positive or negative center, but anyway, here we go. Let's come in and take a closer look at this fire button mechanism. So here we are. There's the button itself, of course, and a spring underneath, as you would expect, and the little cross on the button itself which engages with the button. So there's nothing obvious or untoward there. I'll just get this switch cover off before we lose it. We'll put that on later. That's for the joystick. We know the joystick works. We know the reset on-off button, and I presume the level switch works as well. Okay, so what have we got then? Ah, okay, there we go. I think we found the problem. So, can you see? The whole fire button's loose. Somebody's got a bit carried away there, and you can see it's come away from the board. Now hopefully that will be easy enough to fix. So I'm just hesitating while I talk to you. I'm just looking at it to see what the issue might be. I'm hopeful it's not failed per se, and that it just needs to be re-established as a contact. Anyways, I think the first thing we'll need to do then is get this whole unit away. Does the screen lift off? Yeah. Okay, so there's your protective cover for your VFD screen. So we'll get that away. I'm just looking where the ink is. Ah, it's a shame. The ink is on the top face, which is a shame, because it would have been nice to have given this a whole good polish while we're here. But if we're not careful, we'll end up just polishing away the actual print, which we don't want to do. Anyways, here we go. So we've got what looks like 4 screws. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we'll just get those away and see if we can remove the circuit board. Righty ho, what does that let us do? Let's see how much that's given us in terms of space. Right, well, a couple of things then. The contacts to the power look good. The piezo speaker there, the little sounder, looks to be okay. And the contacts themselves on the board seem to look okay as well. So, right, here we go. It's basically... Now, what I was hoping for, and I'm going to bring you in a little bit here. Okay, so here's the joystick itself. And I was hoping that I'd see some sort of dry joints on the bottom where it worked loose. However, it doesn't appear to be loose there, which tends to suggest the switch itself might be broken, which would be a bit annoying. So I think let's just run some tests on it and see what happens a minute. I'm just going to see whether we've got continuity anywhere. So that's with the switch not depressed, and that's with it depressed. So actually, let's have a look. The switch itself looks like it should work, because if I press fire now, and again, and again, and again, and again, it appears that the switch itself should work. So it might be a problem with the traces. Look, yeah, okay. What I might do, I'm tempted to either just reflow them as they are. Actually, I think I'll finish the sentence there. I think what I'm going to do is reflow them as they are, and possibly might need some jumper wires. And if that doesn't work, we'll desolder it and have a look. All right, let's just try and reflow it first. Ah, well, that answers something, doesn't it? I literally just went to reflow the first contact and the switch fell out. So, yeah, all right. Which means it couldn't possibly have actually been in contact on that pin. In fact, that doesn't look like it's even, oops, doesn't look like it's even got any solder on it, which is a bit weird. So, I think what we'll do is put that back in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably sucker all that solder up, I think, now, and just reflow that. I think hopefully we'll be in business. Well, I'm hoping this will fix it. So basically what I'm just going to do here is fix this mechanically. So I'm just going to put some bit of alcohol on the bottom of the switch and let that flash off. I'll do the same just on the board where that attaches. And then what I'll do is go ahead and put some tape. I've got some special high bond tape here, so I'm just going to put a little square of that on the bottom of the switch, and then as I push that through the holes, that'll bond it on sort of mechanically, and then we'll solder it into place. Great tape, this stuff, really gooey. Okay, so I've got some nice high bond sticky tape there, and I'm just going to put this in so we can get one shot at this, but at least the contacts actually tell us where it needs to be. So I'm just going to gently but firmly press that down, so you can see that is now held on. I'm going to come back around this side, get some flux on this, get plenty of new solder, and see what happens. Okay, I'll put plenty of solder on there because ultimately I want that to be a nice solid fix. It obviously takes a lot of stick there, doesn't it, on the fire button. So we know that the fire button switch works because we got the continuity when we pressed it. We suspected that it fell out because the first thing we did, of course, was just drop one contact and then the other one just fell out anyway. So I think it was a bad contact. It's now mechanically held in and soldered properly on both of those pins there. I'll just give this a bit of a clean up as well. So hopefully once we get this back together, it should work. So we'll find out soon enough. Because of course, worst case scenario, if there's a problem with a broken trace or something, we can attach it to the next point. In fact, it might be worth just trying that now. So I've just got the continuity meter and I'll just zoom out a little bit. So this one appears to go up to there and there, which is great. That one, I think, sorry you can't see that, that's traced all the way, believe it or not, all the way to the other side of the board up there. Yeah, I think that's okay. So good. All right, well, on that basis, the contacts are going where they're supposed to go and the switch works. So I think now's the time to see if we can get this thing to work. So we'll get some power in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check they're all the right way in to rule out anything obvious in a minute if it doesn't work. Battery cover in to stop them coming loose. And here's our power. Right, let's see what happens. And there you go. Let's try that again. Perfect. Seems a bit brighter as well now, actually. Don't know why. But anyway, so we'll give this a good clean, get it back together, and have a bit of a reveal. So here it is then, the Galaxy Invader from CGL. Lovely little thing really. It was pretty grubby, pretty grimy, and it came in as a part of a job lot really, a bit of a consignment. I took a bit of a punt on it and basically it seemed to be working apart from the fire button, and the spring mechanism was okay, and I thought it might just be hopefully a dodgy switch or something in there. Turns out the mechanical switch, for whatever reason, was really poorly soldered onto the board. It may have been from years of abuse, but to be honest with you, it's really in compression only and there's nowhere else for it to go because of the fire button. So I think it may have even been, dare I say, a manufacturing error or something like that. Suffice it to say, having checked the traces and everything, we're happy that we've just put a mechanical fix on there with that heavy duty tape and then put plenty of solder onto the two connections, so it does now work. And just to prove it, we are now on, and there's the fire button. So, working nicely, very responsive, and they've got a UFO as well, magic. There we go, Well, this could become addictive, so I'm going to stop that now. But there we go then, a very, very quick video today. Nice and simple repair, but it's great to keep another one alive. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please do consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell for updates. We've got loads of vintage games, but we do loads of boom boxes, personal stereos, 8 tracks, all that kind of stuff. So if you like your vintage tech, then do please check out the channel, and I shall see you soon. All the best for now. Bye-bye.